A senior from Cherryville High School in North Carolina was kicked out of her prom for having the audacity of wearing red pants instead of a dress. Now, she showed up, she made it through to security and onto the dance floor, and as she was on the dance floor, an official or an administrator from the school came up to her and said, hey, you know what, you have to leave. She was also wearing a leather jacket and a hat, so she thought, okay, it's the leather jacket and the hat that I need to change. So she took those articles of clothing off, but then the teacher told her, no, it's the red pants. You can't wear pants to the prom. You gotta go. Now, what's interesting about this is usually when these types of stories break, the high school will make the argument that they have a very strict dress code. And in this case, they made that argument. But if you look at their code of conduct, there's absolutely nothing in there about the dress code, especially for prom. So there was really no reason for them to kick her out.
Yeah, on the other hand, drop it. Okay, so there's no question that they shouldn't have kicked her out. It's her prom. Come on, just let it go, right? And saying, well, you don't even have a dress code, so you have no leg to stand on. So the question I'm going to pose here is guilty or not guilty?
Her name is Shafer Rupard, by the way.
Okay, so as a person, I love her. She's got a lot of character. She's unique. But if you show up to the prom like that, I mean, there's supposed to be a point in the prom, right? The prom is you're supposed to look a certain way in the prom.
You're supposed to follow certain gender expectations, and you know.
Do you think that's what it is? I was wondering that too. Like if they thought like, oh, she looks like what, a lesbian, doesn't follow gender expectations. That's why they kicked her out.
That's exactly right. She's not following norms, and it makes them uncomfortable, and so they kicked her out. That's what it's all about. She's not. First of all. Are you kidding me right now? Do you know how many prom dresses these teenagers wear at this point that are like extremely provocative? Like super low backs to the point where you can see their butt crack, their side boobs, their under boobs, their everything boobs. Like, come on, really? You're gonna tell me that that's acceptable, but a girl wearing red pants is unacceptable? And by the way, I'm gonna make the argument that you let it all slide. Like, as long as they're not naked, whatever, as long as they're having a good time, let them express themselves the way they want. My number one pet peeve, number one, is when someone tries to tell me what I should or shouldn't wear.
That's right,
Do not
God
fucking tell me what I should or shouldn't wear. I'm an adult. I get to make that decision. In this case, maybe she's not an adult. I think she's 18. But regardless, she's not doing anything offensive. I think she's dressed appropriately. Let her go and have a good time and move on with your life.
All right, so I get the sense that Justice Kasparian is going to vote not guilty.
Not guilty.
Okay.
Do you?
Hashtag do you. And his new religion. Okay, now the flip side is, what if I came in short shorts and a tank top?
Do you?
Well, come on, dude.
I mean, I don't want to see it.
Do you at the mall? Do you at home? Right? But it's the prom. It's, you know, look. In this case, we're all going to have to vote not guilty because there was no dress code. But if there was a dress code, I might vote guilty. And I love her. Don't get me wrong.
Okay, but why though? Why? What is she doing that's wrong? Like, what's wrong with what she's wearing? Other than she's not following gender expectations. No.
And I don't care about skirt or pants or whatever like that, but it doesn't look like formal clothing. Am I crazy about that? That doesn't look formal, right? I mean, we had to wear tuxes.
Okay,
so
what happens? What happens
why
if
does
a
she
student?
get off?
What happens if a student doesn't have enough money to buy formal attire, but really wants to go to the prom? Then what happens?
Sit at home and eat Doritos. No, I'm just playing. I'm playing. No, look, that's a totally different issue, though. That's not the case here.
And look, someone yelled out, you know, this sets a precedent if you let it slide.
Right.
And I understand that, but of course there are certain cases where you can draw a line. If someone is wearing something that is obviously inappropriate and they're doing it to get attention or rile things up, then you can kind of put your foot down. But in this case, she's not doing anything wrong.
No, I get it. Look, I'm a weird stickler for this because I'm like, in other social issues, I'm a super lib, but in this case, like the underboob example, like for adults, I'm a big fan and advocate of underboobs, okay? But if you show up at a prom with underboob, I think I'm gonna throw your ass out. Like, that's not appropriate for a high school student at the prom. Okay, so I'm Grandpa Cenk in this case. Let's go to the Chief Justice, see what he has to say.
Oh, it's totally not guilty, of course. Like, you gotta let him do it. And plus, like, if you're the school, just let him slide this time. If you want to specifically, like, say for next year, this is a specific dress code for prom, okay, they caught you this year, get over it, let the girl have a good time, you know?
All right, I changed my vote. You guys are right. And they had no dress code, so of course it's not guilty. And don't get me wrong, I love her personality overall.